And can you hear me talking through the mic? Hear me talking. What other place could possibly be the theme for this evening? I'm sure everybody in Vegas is doing fine. I'm sure. Has anyone checked in on them? I'm sure the industry is good. Welcome everyone back to another late edition of Quarantine Trivia, deeply into December now. Who would have thought this is where we'd be? We had a little hiatus, but we are back. Hopefully you can all hear me and see me and so forth. It's good to be back. We're doing a bit more of a slimmed down, streamlined version of this. We're going to go through it pretty quickly. There's a bit less to do, a bit less to think about. We spent a little bit less time on it than we usually do, or at least I did. Charlotte did a lot of this one, so thank you to her. And you know what? We're going to get right into it. I'm going to let Charlotte do the introductions. We'll have a break shortly where, we'll pour a martini and have play a little cards maybe, get a little loose, and enjoy the big city lights. Anyway, let's go through the introductions quickly, and I'll hand it over to Charlotte. She's going to be doing quite a bit of the hosting as well, as she knows the questions better than I do. You can then put your complaints about the audio in the comments, where we can ignore them for now. And here we go.
You like your AirPod for listening? Oh, careful, you might have to pause it. It's okay. Just kidding. Those are not. These are not real AirPods. Let's be real. Okay, welcome to Quarantine Trivia Part 5. Riley and I are feeling lucky tonight, getting our betting going. I'm just kidding. The one and only time we've ever been to Las Vegas, I just sat and watched Riley play.
It
was really fun.
Is it working?
You probably, maybe now you can hear it?
Fantastic, great interface on those little buds.
I know, it's really silly. Okay, so playing with us tonight, can you go to the thing? We have, I think, 7 teams. So we're going to, switch seats? Okay. The format is the same, except for, as Riley said, we're slimming it down a little bit. We cut an entire round, and no round has more than 10 questions, except for, of course, the photo round, which is technically 10 questions, but there's an A and B to it. So the first round will be Riley's, of course, and then mine. In the second round, Riley likes to remind me that as much as his round is challenging, the questions that I often come up with are questions really only I can hardly hear you, are targeted to an audience of 8th graders. And then we'll go into Jeopardy, and we'll actually dedicate this all to Trebek, so it's all facts about him. And then miscellaneous, I didn't know what I was going to do, but today I had inspiration, and it will be a Christmas-themed round, and then we'll finish with our notorious photo round. Okay, so that's our round. Now let's introduce the teams. We have Victorious joining us once again, Maria, Kathleen, Aiden, and Jen. So wonderful to have you. Let's hope that today is your day to be victorious. Joining us is, I don't know how exactly to say this, but I'm going to say Swabob. I hope that was what the intention was. Scared Pants, Sue and Abdu, Rob and Nadia, and potentially Zach will be joining them maybe later. An awesome team, watch out for them. And then the classic COVID crew, Sarah leading the way for Mom and Dad's friends, and Mel. You gotta seriously watch out for this team. They're known to be truly victorious in these trivia nights. And then we have 6 feet apart. They're probably going to hate that I took photos of them, but I had these on deck, so I'm using them. We have Rob, Christine, Mike, Gabe, Steph, and Rich playing with us today. As usual, so happy to have you. Then we have our quarantine. And this consists of Leanne and Ian, who were married in September, so big shout out to them. Leanne and Taylor, who just got engaged and are expecting a wedding in the spring. And then Haven, whose birthday was yesterday, so a belated happy birthday to our homegirl Haven, who just had her champagne birthday, so 18 on the 18th. And then we have The Cure is finally here. Big team. We got Emma, Holly, Nicole, Mick, Saskia, B, Julia, and Sav. And I'm pretty sure there's probably an indie in there with Sav, potentially at her feet. Who knows? And then we have, oh no, dang it, their name got cut off. But this is the Women of Wellness. So we have Sydney, Lauren, Mark, and Nicola. Some really attractive pictures. I love these ones. One of my faves. And they're coming at us strong and pumped, ready to go. And then we have a late addition, as many of you may have seen in our Facebook post. We have Spencer, the soloist, and that is just Spencer. So wonderful to have everybody here tonight. Warm up your dice rolling hands and get ready for some trivia. Let's go. I did. I know. Sorry, Ryan.
All right. Round one. Now, again, these questions, just came up with them today, so please don't, good luck. 1 point each. I believe we all know how to play the game, as Charlotte already did the whole thing with the cliche, the gambling cliches, so I don't even get to say, spin the wheel or anything fun. Well, let's try our luck. How about that? There we go. Alright. Question 1. This American candy bar was previously known as a candy cake until 1920, when the Curtis Candy Company of Chicago refashioned it with its modern name. The company is traditionally claimed.
Sorry, my Asia.
What?
No, just speak up a little bit.
Speak up.
They need to bring the music
Music down, voice up.
Yeah.
Music off.
And enunciate.
Music off and
No,
enunciate
no.
your words.
Just
Riley.
lower.
The mic is in max, so it's on me. It's all in the voice. All right. Let me take this again. This American candy bar was previously known as a candy cake until 1920, when the Curtis Candy Company of Chicago refashioned it with its modern name. The company has traditionally claimed that the name is in honor of Grover Cleveland's daughter, not a famous athlete. And everyone who's interested in the hair length update. Oh yeah. Not able to go to the barber. It's illegal to get my hair cut, so this is where we're at currently. It would be very fun. I should get an emo, a very 2005 emo haircut, and then go play poker at the high roller table.
One suggestion would be that I put your video down to the other corner.
Fine. Put it down here. It's a lot of so many notes. Okay, number 2. Rarer than even a perfect game, this feat in baseball has only been performed 15 times in the major leagues, and only by shortstops, second baseman, and first baseman. In 1927, Johnny Noon executed the feat less than 24 hours after Jimmy Cooney. Did not occur again until 1968. In contrast to other rare feats in baseball, this is nearly entirely a matter of luck over skill or endurance. What is the feat? Problem? Yeah. Number 3. The deepest artificial point on Earth is found in this country. Now abandoned, a borehole with a diameter of 28 centimeters reached a depth of 1,262 meters. 12,000. 12,262 meters. 12 kilometers. There's a good Wikipedia page. Recommend the most extreme places on Earth, the highest to the lowest. Highest accessible by road, the lowest point a person can stand. Most easterly, westerly, all that stuff. It's all in there. Are we ready for number 4? Which one of these Bible figures could be accurately described as antediluvian? A. Paul, B. Moses, C. St. John the Baptist, or just that might should just be John the Baptist, or D. Abel. Which one could be described as antediluvian? Coming at you live from our new residence. We've lived here since September, and it feels like only 4 years that we've lived here, I guess. Yeah. We just got sick of each other yesterday, we found. Alright, number 5. How many blood groups are there in humans? Shoot from the hip on this one. This is just a easy one. That's a hilarious question? Oh, I'm glad I amused you. What am I, a clown to you?
It's really easy.
Is it really easy?
That's actually a question people might get.
Oh, good. Well, this is a...
Family
Sometimes you get the blackjack.
Oh, yeah, I was asking if they were allowed to look at the
No, actually, I've checked with the judges, and you're not allowed to look up the definition of the word in the last question. That kind of ruins it. Judges? No, they said no. Okay. Number 6. Just annoying little memory stuff. I'm sorry. I had to do it to you. On what date was the first COVID-19 case confirmed in Canada? January 17th, January 25th, January 30th, or February 4th? Number 7. In October 2020, Showtime began airing The Good Lord Bird, a miniseries in which Ethan Hawke portrays John Brown. The series includes a depiction of Brown's abolitionist raid and attempted slave revolt in this town in 1859. The John Brown story, fascinating piece of American history. Haven't seen the show. Heard that it's not really worth watching. But do you like Ethan Hawke? Ethan Hawke can get it. (1859) events that set the paving stones for the Civil War, set the course for the Civil War. All right, number 8. Which of the following terms has not been used to directly address a person publicly by either of the 2020 U.S. presidential candidates? Mr. Kurd, fat, lying dog-faced pony soldier, hellion, or Tim Apple? And number 10, one moment. Whatever the next number is. Next up, number 9. The classic one that you love to see after number 8. This legendary country folk singer-songwriter passed away on April 7th, 2020. Due to complications related to COVID-19, he was 73 years old. Fantastic singer-songwriter. And number 10. This round, these are not so bad. You're really gonna hate Charlotte. Charlotte is getting really tough ones. This future NHL star drilled his skills from a young age in his parents' backyard rink, nicknamed the Wally Coliseum. And that's it. We'll probably jump right into the next round and then have a break to do some scoring after 2 shots. All right, we're gonna do score updates each round. So in a moment, you can let us know if you need to go back or anything. Hopefully these were pretty straightforward. This is not the worst we've seen, I would say. It's been a whole minute delayed. All right. All right, and if we don't need to go back at all, number 8, we meet again. Which of the following terms has not been used to directly address a person publicly by either of the 2020 U.S. presidential candidates? And these are people in the room with them, I might add. And then number 1, so Mr. Kurd, Fat, Lying, Dog-Faced, Pony Soldier, Hellion, Tim Apple. Number 1, going back, was this candy bar was previously known as a candy cake until 1920, when the Curtis Candy Company of Chicago refashioned it with its modern name. The company has traditionally claimed that the name is in honor of Grover Cleveland's daughter and not a famous athlete. And those are the 2 we have requests for. Any else? Otherwise, we're going to jump into the scoring break. Okay, we'll be right back. I forgot how it works. Sorry. Here's the answers.
That's okay.
Talking to them. That's okay. Yeah.
Okay, can they see me? Okay, awesome. I know it's having a hard time. Okay. Perfect. Awesome. And then I'll just drag it back. Hi everyone. Thank you to those of you who added up your points. So just a reminder, at the end of each round, we post the answers, and then you can go through and check them. And then just at the bottom it says round or whatever, and then you just put in the amount of right answers you got. And then it makes it really quick for me to just go through and input your marks. Ugh, teacher, your points here. So as you can see, we have a tie for first place right now. So COVID Crew and Women of Wellness are leading with 7 points, but do not fret, that was just round 1. We have lots of points still available. So let's, without further ado, kick it. Let me drag this guy back over here. Hopefully you can see me. Okay, and then I scroll and voila. Perfect, I think that's right. Yes, okay. So this round is in dedication to all strong women out there doing your thing. I have to give a little shout out to Phoebe Jones. This morning she inspired me to kind of revisit the list and change some stuff up. So thank you to that, to Phoebe for doing that. So here we go. Question number 1, with over 100 million followers and counting, this 16-year-old TikTok star gains an average of 6.5 million likes on her videos. Who is it? I don't want to say too much about her. But she's probably the most famous TikToker.
Oh, the most famous TikToker.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like this is a one that, like, you know it, you know it, you don't. Wow.
Yeah, one of those classic questions.
Okay, that's question 4.
One of those classic questions where if you know it, you know it.
Yep, that's the one. Very sweet. Okay, question number 2. Despite massive success in her 3rd full-length studio album, 'Cause I Love You, and ongoing body positivity promotion, this American rapper and singer has been under scrutiny from fans regarding her recent juice detox. And if you don't know about this juice detox, but you know who it is, then you should definitely check it out. And you can join the conversation that Phoebe and I are having about, you know, what we're feeling and how we feel the response of fans have been, and, you know, what's warranted and what's not. So, yeah, join us if you want. Okay, going on to question number 3. Just let Riley know in the chat if I'm going too fast or if there's anything that we can fix. Okay, question number 3. This American actress and LGBTQ plus advocate rose to prominence with her role as Sophia Bursette on Orange is the New Black. She was subsequently nominated, sorry, there's an extra was in there, nominated for and won multiple awards, including a Daytime Emmy in Outstanding Special Class Special. In May 2016, she was awarded an honorary doctorate from the New School in New York City for her progressive work in the fight for gender equality. I was working on some, oh, what? Oh, hell yeah. He's working on some martinis. I know this is really disappointing to express and to have known out in the world, but I have never watched Orange is the New Black. Never seen it, but I've only heard pretty good things about it. So,
I've only heard mixed reviews.
I said pretty good things. I don't have anyone to directly quote, but my general understanding of it is that it's good. Correct me if I'm wrong or if you think otherwise. All right, question number 4. Back in her early days, this badass placed second in the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair in 2007 with a research project for which MIT Lincoln Laboratory named a small asteroid in recognition of her efforts. In high school, she became the LDZ Secretary of State while she attended Boston University. After college, she moved back to the Bronx and took a job as a bartender and waitress to help her mother, and you know the rest. Just some fun facts I learned about this awesome woman, and thought I would throw you off with all that information. But well, you know who this is. I think technically for that second line, she started with this kind of like leadership position in high school, and then later became the LDZ Secretary of State while she had transitioned to Boston University. So, but that shouldn't matter too much. Got a small asteroid named after her. That's pretty cool. Okay, moving on to question numero 5. With praise such as she is a true leader and the world would be a better place if we had more like her, this political leader is the world's youngest female head of government, having been sworn in at the age of 37 and has since become the world's second elected head of government to give birth while in office after Benazir Bhutto. Riley's busy making drinks, but you're looking? You're watching? Okay. Who is this youngest female head of government? Okay, question number 6. Maybe. Oh, sorry. Okay, question number 6. This American author, known for co-authoring the book I'm Not Dying With You Tonight, is probably most recognized for the viral video How Can We Win, published during the George Floyd protests. In the 7-minute video, she uses a Monopoly analogy to explain the history of racism and its impact on Black Americans, as well as contests the dialogue around the protests, arguing that commentators should be discussing the reasons people were rioting, not what they were actually doing. And if you don't know who some of these awesome women are, then this is your ticket to checking them out and learning a little bit more about their thoughts and ideas and beliefs, and just having more really awesome people in their lives, in your lives. But it says, and you can find out what shoes they like. I think. That was a joke. Ooh, here we are. Cheers. Mmm. Ooh, this is exciting. Sorry. So many sounds. Oh, that's really good. Okay, moving on to question 7. This queen, she's not literally queen, but this queen spent much of her legal career as an advocate for gender equality and women's rights, winning many arguments before the Supreme Court. She received attention in American popular culture for her passionate dissents in numerous cases, widely seen as reflecting, oh no, this one I had to look up how to pronounce it, paradigmatically liberal views of the law. Thanks, Mark. Ooh, what happened to the sweetness of the vermouth? This gets totally... Mm. I do. I particularly like... Oh, I don't want to spill on the computer, but I particularly like the garnish. All right. R.I.P. All right, moving on to question number 8. Born in Winslow, Arizona, she is an enrolled member of the Laguna Pueblo people who have lived on the land that is now the state of New Mexico since the 1200s. Identifying as a 35th generation New Mexican, she was recently named Biden's Secretary of the Interior, the first Native American to hold the position. This is more quite recent news in the last 2 days, I think. So, don't know if you're a news fiend like Riley is, but news buff. Riley approves of his own group. Okay, that was question number 8. Moving on to 9. Though the inclusion of this talented celebrity may be against popular opinion on this list, her narrative songwriting, which often centers around her personal life, has received widespread critical plaudits and media coverage. Yes. This has been seen most recently with the surprise release of her second album written during this pandemic. Yeah. This is also part of the, conversation about, people, especially women, in news and media, and how they are often misrepresented through the language of headlining and like pictures, and how it can be all just created in a way that puts them in a position that they aren't necessarily. But probably love to hate this person, but can't probably give a solid list of reasons as to why. Anyway, it's my spiel of the day. Okay, that's question number 9. And remember, we're on a delay of about a minute. So if you want me to go back to any question, once you hear this, it'll probably have been a minute. So you can always give me the heads up, and then I'll go back to it. Okay. So question number 10. This is a last minute addition to the list. And this is a British actress, radio presenter, model, writer, and activist. She began her career on T4, where she hosted a pop culture series from 2009 until 2012. She then became the radio host of the official chart and was co-host of the official chart update alongside Scott Mills, and was the first solo female presenter of the BBC radio chart show. She also plays Tahani Al-Jamil in the NBC fantasy comedy series The Good Place. Any requests to visit questions? Okay. So I think we'll give you a second to either answer or ask your questions and confer if there's anything that you need to confer. And then we'll post the answers in a minute from now. Oh, 6 and 7. Okay. So, 6, this American author, known for co-authoring the book I'm Not Dying With You Tonight, is probably most recognized for the viral video, How Can We Win?, published during the George Floyd protests. In the 7-minute video, she uses a Monopoly analogy, so Monopoly the game board, analogy to explain the history of racism and its impact on Black Americans, as well as contests the dialogue around the protests, arguing that commentators should be discussing the reasons people were rioting and not what they were actually doing, which was, arguably rioting. So we should be talking about why people are being pushed to riot in this way, as opposed to just focusing on the fact that there are riots happening. So, yeah, it's a great video. And after this, hopefully you'll be inclined to watch it. Moving on to number 7, this queen spent much of her legal career as an advocate for gender equality and women's rights, winning many arguments before the Supreme Court. She received attention in American popular culture for her passionate dissents in numerous cases, widely seen as reflecting paradigmatically liberal views of the law. I don't know if I should say anything about rest in peace.
No, you just did.
I just did. Okay. Anyway, so she has recently passed. What? Nothing. Okay. And I think that's it. 6 and 7 was it? Okay, so I think that's been a minute. I said that we would post the answers, but maybe I'll just give you a couple more seconds here. And then I will switch to answers. Okay, sorry if there's anybody who needed an extra second, but I'm going to do a little countdown. So if you need to... 10, it's already on 10. Okay, so hopefully that's good. But I'll give you 5, 4, 3, pause the video if you need to, 2, 1, going to answers now. So if you must, pause. Hopefully this is included in your review time. Maybe I'm not doing this very well. Sorry, folks. I'm not giving you the procedural. I'm just going to let that thought slide, and then we're going to answers here. Here we go. Okay. Enjoy that. We'll give you a few minutes here to look those answers over, correct yourselves, have a conversation about them. Make sure you add up your points at the bottom, and then I'll take your points, and then we'll do a score update at the end of this we'll give you like a solid 2-minute break, 2-ish minutes. If you want to have a martini or play a quick game of poker, I don't know. But then we'll be back for round 3. Did I turn it off? Oh, no. How do I turn off the mic?
That mic off, just see that new button at the bottom. Yeah. Well, right below where you just went.
Yes. All right, we are back. Yay! Okay. So we just a quick reminder for quarantine. Taylor, don't forget to add up your points at the end, so I can quickly just go by and input your thing here. So we're just waiting on an update of that. But as it stands, we have a break in the tie. So in third place, as of right now, we have The Cure. In second place, these are all a difference of 1 point, so it's still anyone's game. In second place, we have COVID Crew, and in first place, we have the Women of Wellness at 16 points. Oh, sorry, Spencer, you're, for some reason, okay, it's just say 5 points, not 3, but still pretty miserable. Sorry, Spencer. I'm still waiting for those passive aggressive comments. Okay, so we are moving on. Unfortunately, it's still me hosting the questions, but we are moving on to round 3. This is our Jeopardy round, all in the name of the man, the legend himself, Alex Trebek. So enjoy and yeah, have fun with this one. Question number 1. Let me just move myself out of your way here. Okay. Question number 1. This Canadian city, perhaps better known as Trebek's hometown, was inhabited by the Ojibwe people of Algonquin group for thousands of years prior to the discovery of nickel ore in 1883 during the construction of the Transcontinental Railway. So looking for Alex Trebek's hometown. You might know the hometown, but not know these other facts. So fun learning. I got hours now.
You might not know the hometown, but these hints will.
No, you might know the hometown.
They are the hints.
Sorry if you can hear me chewing. Spit all up. Oh, do I drink it while I'm in here?
Well, like, those are the 2 options for, like,
It's really good.
you keep saying that.
I know. It's just shocking, I think, a little bit. Should I drop the olive? Do people drop the olive? Yeah, they drop it in there. Okay, let me let that one soak in some juices. We don't have any skewers, so we're using chopsticks. Okay. That's question number 1. Question number 2. This SNL cast member impersonated Trebek in a recurring Celebrity Jeopardy segment.
You can tell that I gave you that one because it's not 5 paragraphs.
Riley gave me that because it's not 5 paragraphs. But this one, here we go. I guess less information is sometimes. I just want to set you all up for success. Okay. Going to question number 3. Also, if I'm going too fast, just let Riley know. And if you at any point are like, oh, I just want to remember to go back to question number 2, then you can write it in the chat and I can come back to it if you want, like at the end, and just know ahead of time that I have to go back just to save us time if you want. But I think things are working. So question number 3. In 1986, Trebek became financially involved in the operation of this Californian vineyard, for which he became a major spokesman and figurehead. It shares the name of his 700-acre thoroughbred horse farm. I think it's the name of the vineyard, it's the name of his farm, and I think it's the name of the area, but I could be mistaken. Gotta love IMDb trivia. IMDb, sorry. IMDb. Anybody else get your B's and D's mixed up as a kid? Being super vulnerable here. Any thoughts on how long I should let this olive steep? Anybody? The general crowd. Ravi, you have a charger too if you need to charge your phone. I think it's at 1%. I knew it. I actually manifested that. I made it happen. Oh. That's gross.
Like the lemon bag.
I don't know. I just don't like the olive with the mix in it. All right. Question number 4. After the introduction of 3 contestants, Trebek makes his appearance on stage with this line. Every single episode. He walks on stage and he says, what? Yes, sir. It wasn't super good. La la la. Okay. That was question number 4. Working for his opening line. And hopefully that has provided enough time as we move on to question number 5. Okay. Jeopardy! The Greatest of All Time, which aired in January 2020, was a special tournament series that featured Ken Jennings, James Holzhauer, and this former champion competing for a $1 million top prize and the recognition of being the show's greatest champion of all time. Often forgotten about. So, as far as I no, can't get more clues. So bad. Hope you are all having so much fun on your Zoom chats. Don't know if it's like the first time you're chatting with some of these people in a while. I feel like especially the last 3 months, having been in face-to-face teaching context, I feel like time has slipped away and it's become this unknown, this strange thing. But I hope that this is bringing you together with some people that you don't normally chat with, or haven't been able to. Anyway, so looking for this 3rd former champion in that GOAT series. What's his name? Cool. Moving on to question numero 6. On June 30th, 2017, he being Trebek, was named this by then Governor General David Johnston for his iconic achievements in television and for his promotion of learning, notably as champion for geographical literacy. So on June 30th, 2017, Trebek was named this by the then Governor General David Johnston for his iconic achievements in television and his promotion of learning, notably as champion for geographical literacy. some memory that's coming to mind that I can't quite remember the details about. But Julia Fulton, did you study geography or something in like first year uni? I don't know. For some reason that just popped into my head. Anyway, so what was he awarded? What was he named by Governor General David Johnston in 2017? That's what we're looking for. Question number 7. One of Trebek's trademarks. Okay, what is one of his trademarks? Further hint, he might be under contract to keep it during shooting of Mission Impossible. Sorry, Justice League. I was proud of that one. Riley had to help me correct it. I had very fewer hints, not as detailed, but hopefully you get that joke. Mm-hmm. So, what are his trademarks? Okay, that was question 7. Moving on to question number 8. Trebek hosted Jeopardy from its debut in 1984 until his death without a substitute host except for 2 episodes when his wife was giving birth to their son in 1991 and on this particular day in 1997 when he and Pat Sajak of Wheel of Fortune switched shows for a day. I bet it seemed rather foolish at the time. Wild, eh? Like 36 years or 36 seasons or whatever, and he only missed like 3 episodes. Pretty wild stuff. But special day in 1997. Alex and Pat switching shows. What day was it? It's question number 8. Again, if you need to go back to any previous questions, let me know or drop it in the chat, and then we'll save it to the end. Okay, question 9. When young, Trebek thought about becoming this, but changed his mind after spending a summer at a Trappist monastery. He said in an interview for the New York Sunday News, "I took a vow not only of poverty but of silence, and I'm not one to keep my big mouth shut. I enjoy talking." So, as a potential career path or life path, he would have become this instead of, as we know him, the amazingly successful game show host, Alex Trebek. What's everyone drinking? I feel like we should have some sort of engagement. It's hard. You got to change up the platform. I don't know. Seems to work though. I feel like I need like an Instagram story going live during this. Just like ask questions, but okay, so that is question number 9. And remember, although it's live, you can always pause it and then you can skip forward to where we are currently, or if you ever did just need to pause it to give it more time, you can just like slowly play it from there and then eventually you might catch up. Okay, so question number 10. Despite being fluent in English and French and able to speak some German, Italian, Spanish, and Russian, Trebek had the most difficulty pronouncing words in these 2 languages. Okay, if you get, I don't know how Riley feels, Riley the judge, how we feel, if they can get 1, maybe that's worth 1 whole point, or if they get both, then it's like a bonus, like 2. They're pretty hard. Or it's a half mark for each one?
It's your question, so you're the judge.
Yeah. I feel like if you get 1, you get a full point. If you get 2, you can add a bonus point to your thing. Because they're both kind of hard. Or maybe it's just a really well-known fact that I learned about in IMDb trivia section that I wasn't aware of. I just thought he like spent a lot of time practicing all of this, but apparently those ones gave him a lot of trouble. But also I don't know how often they would have come up. Anyway, okay, so that's question number 10. Excuse me, I'll leave it here for another second. But Riley, do you have any requests for questions? 3 and 6. Okay, so I'm going to go back to 3 and 6, but if there's any others that would like to be known, just drop them once you hear this. So in 1986, Trebek became financially involved in the operation of this Californian vineyard, for which he became a major spokesman and figurehead. Wow, this is dangerous. This is not even done, and I'm like, it's another thing about COVID times, you know? You guess not drinking is option, I guess. Or maybe you're drinking more, I don't know. We can talk about that. But it shares the name of his 700-acre thoroughbred horse farm. Question number 3. Any other question with 6, you said? Okay. And question number 6. On June 30th, 2017, he was named this. Okay, I think it's you get the title of it, but it's also an award by this then was named this by then governor. Huh?
This team wants 3, 4, 5, 7, 10.
Oh my gosh! I think whoever this team is screwed. I'm just kidding. Okay, you had 3, then we had 4 or 5. 4 as well. Okay, 4 is the line that he opens with. So it goes like contestant, 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 and now the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek. What? Alex is already coming out. What does he say? Okay, number 5 is next, I think. Okay, so in the GOAT series, Greatest of All Time, there were 3 contestants: Ken Jennings, James Holzhauer, and this former champion, looking for the 3rd name, and they were competing for $1 million, $1 million, but mostly for the recognition of being the greatest champion of all time. Okay, that's question 5. 6, we kind of revisited, but we're looking for what he was named by the Governor General David Johnston for his iconic achievements in television and promotion of learning. And then I think 7 and 10 were the other ones. Is that correct, right? Okay. So 7, this is one of Trebek's trademarks. He might be under contract to keep it during the shooting of Mission Impossible. Sorry, Justice League. So the last 2 sentences don't really have anything to do with him, but give you clues as to what his trademark is. And then I think it was just 10. So despite being fluent in English and French and able to speak some German, Italian, Spanish, and Russian, Trebek had the most difficulty pronouncing words in these 2 languages. Okay. Any other requests, sir? All right, I think that is it. So I'm going to count down from, 10 here. So I think I go to the next one. Yeah, okay, review time. So I'm going to just give you a heads up of 10 seconds, and then I'll go to answers. So again, if you need to pause it, you can pause it here to have more review time. Or if you're ready for answers, then go ahead. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving to answers now. Okay, enjoy. and we will give you a quick minute to check those answers, round up the points, and then we'll be back for round 4, which is me again. So we'll give you, a few minutes here. Go get another drink, go to the washroom, do what you need to do, and then we'll be back for the Christmas round. Yay! All right, hello, folks. Oh, I just realized that I don't know what I'm doing here. The video. Oh, I can't touch the video anymore.
It's video not on it. I just like to
Oh, sorry.
It's video capture.
Video capture. This one. Okay, sorry. Welsh and Hawaiian was that last one. Sorry, my thing was blocking it. If you were really curious to know, it was Welsh and Hawaiian. So that concludes our round 3. Oh, I guess I should get out of this refresh. That's what I want to do. So we're back at the end of round 3, beginning round 4 with a score update. Here we go, just loading. So we have a little, I think, shift around. So in third place right now, as it stands, with 20 points, we have COVID Crew. In second place with 21 points, we have Women of Wellness, and top of the heap, we have The Cure with 22 points. So again, we're within 1 point. So again, anybody's game. 2 more rounds to go. If you need anything, drop it in the chat. But otherwise, this is my last round of hosting, and we're going into the festive stuff with a Christmas round. Yay! So this is all coming from Christmas movies specifically. So I hope that you enjoy, and maybe you will want to watch some of these movies after. Okay, so starting with question number 1. Which card comes after the one shown below in the movie Love Actually? So this is the first one. What comes right after this? And if you get the general gist, that's fine. You don't need to know like exactly, but then if you do, that's impressive. So he has a stack of cards. He takes one off. There's the next card. What is it? Classic Christmas. I feel like I'm going to say that after everyone, so you can call me out on it. Back me up, baby. Angel. Okay, so that's question 1. So which card comes after? So basically what is set on the card. Okay, all right. Ooh, sorry, I'm so revealing here. This is the only like cocktail dress I have. Ooh. Question number 2. After his 4 o'clock appointment to wallow in self-pity, what does the Grinch, or as I call him, the Drinch, have scheduled for 4:30? Wallow in self-pity. 2 times. For 4:30. With cute little Max with his reindeer ears.
This is such a great.
You laughing at yourself? Yeah, good. Good. That's pretty useful. Okay, I'm moving on to question number 3. Here we go. Question number 3. During his walk in The Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Skellington comes across multiple trees with painted doors on their trunks. As we all know, he opens the one seen here. Name one of the other door paintings. friend of mine was telling me the other day that they dated a guy in high school purely based on the fact that he looked like Jack Skellington. And you would be lying to yourself if you said that you didn't have a crush on some sort of like cartoon character at some point in your life. And that was one of hers. And so she found a guy, and there was no real other reason other than he reminded her of Jack Skellington, and they didn't last very long, if you're wondering. Anyway, that's question number 3. So name one of the other door paintings. And that's my timer telling me we're a minute into that question. So I'm going to move on to question number 4. Which booby trap precedes this moment caused by an iron falling down the laundry shaft, set up expertly by Kevin in Home Alone? So we know in this moment, pictured in the image, that the iron has fallen down the laundry shaft and hit our robber number 1 on the face, or in the face. But what happens right before this? Which booby trap is set? Sorry, didn't have the time or the editing drive to remove HD, but it was much better than the screenshot I took from, or originally just from the movie itself. So which booby trap precedes this moment? Okay, question number 5. All right, this is really... Okay, so question number 5 says that when Scott returns to work after being stung by a bee in Santa Claus, he places a peculiar lunch order. Quote, Caesar, no dressing, and one of those homemade cookies with warm chocolate chips, no nuts, a slice of cheesecake, creme brulee, and what was the last item of food ordered before he finishes with, and a cold glass of milk. End quote. It's been so long since I've seen this movie. But I could also go for one of these. Yep. But I'm the one asking the questions. It's very sus. To be fair, I couldn't remember a lot of these Christmas stories, so I did like a little research and watched like best clips of the Christmas movie in question, and then from that kind of chose which ones I liked. Not necessarily because I had liked them when I was a kid, but rather when I was watching the highlights, I was like, that's pretty funny. Or it just generally made for a good question. So this is pretty, for anybody who may have watched it recently, like maybe you're at an advantage, but like I don't hear many people talking about Santa Claus as their go-to Christmas movie. Okay. That was question number 5. Maybe I'll leave it a little bit longer just so you can read it over again. So he starts by saying Caesar with no dressing, and then a homemade cookie. It's warm with chocolate chips, but no nuts. And then he goes on this list of, a little slice of cheesecake, creme brulee, and then the waiter asks, would you like anything to drink? And he goes, a cold glass of milk. Okay, moving on to question number 6. So in Elf, we have 3 rules. Rule number 1, treat every day like Christmas. Rule number 2, rule number 3, best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. What is rule number 2 in Elf? Oh, sorry, it's not. Sorry, Riley's. Oh, never mind. He is. Nothing. Never mind. But you can see the chat here. It's kind of cool. Okay. Oh, there's nothing. There we go. Okay. So what is that? Rule number 2. And if you get the general gist, you know you don't need to get it verbatim, word for word, exactly as it's written in the script or said in the actual video recording, but rather just the idea of it is totally fine. Okay. Moving on to question number 7. This one is a shout out to Kathleen Donnelly for this movie. I've never seen it. It's from the movie Klaus, and it came out last year. So I think something Riley and I are going to watch after this as a little Christmas festivity partaking. So we'll see. Okay, so question number 7 is, what is the name of the town in Klaus that is considered the unhappiest place on earth? And here is what I assume is a screenshot of that town. Doesn't look too happy, so I think they're right. But I think that also the whole storyline is that the two main characters' goal is to make this a happy place on earth. And so what is the town that they're aiming to make happy? What is the name of it? And I mean, the well, if it were to be replaced by a water fountain, this wouldn't look too dissimilar from Arendelle in Frozen, but different movie. And not to confuse you. So that was question number 7. We're getting to the end of this round, so again, if there are any questions that you know ahead of time that you're probably going to want to revisit, drop it in the chat, and then we'll keep that in mind, or Riley will keep it in mind, and then we'll know to go there right after question number 10. Okay? So moving on to question number 8. In the opening monologue of The Holiday, Kate Winslet's character Iris quotes Shakespeare, quote, "Journeys end in lovers' meeting," end quote. From which Shakespearean work is this taken? I love Christmas movies. I think there's another quote that she has, but I think it's more of a general interpretation of Shakespeare than a direct quote. So this is the one I'm going for. So Journeys End in Lovers' Meeting. Where's that from? Okay. Question number 9. Question number 9. Hero Boy, as far as I know, he doesn't actually have a name, the protagonist of this movie. Hero Boy is seen falling asleep around 10:40 p.m., or it might have been 10:20, on Christmas Eve. But after the ticking of his clock comes to an end, he wakes up abruptly to see time has stopped. The question is, what time does his clock read before he begins his adventures in the Polar Express? Some really fun trivia to read about in IMDb about this movie. One thing that I really liked, and not to detract you from answering this question, the one thing I liked was a theory that the conductor, played by Tom Hanks, is actually Hero Boy traveling back in time to help himself go through these adventures. Also, that many people believe the cartooning of this movie is creepy, so it doesn't get many good reviews in terms of animation and artistic ability. But anyway, so we're looking for the time that it says when he looks at his clock after falling asleep briefly and then waking up to start his adventures. Sorry, it's such a well detailed. Okay, that was question number 9. Question number 10, to finish the Christmas category, we have the question as follows. What item does Ralphie attempt to convince his parents, his teacher, and Santa is the perfect Christmas gift in A Christmas Story? What is that gift that is considered the perfect Christmas gift in A Christmas Story? Sweet little Ralphie. So let Riley know if there are any questions that you would like to go back to, and then we'll...
He's asking how closely you read the time for the meter, right? The video,
Oh, good question, Phoebe. I think that if you get within 5 minutes, I guess, it probably makes sense. Yeah, we'll say 5 minutes because I think that'll accommodate a lot of people's guesses. Any other questions, Ryan? Can you visit? Okay. Oh, it was the one we looked at. Nice. Just a bit listen to it. Okay, are there any questions? I don't think so. I'm not seeing any yet. But that doesn't mean they don't exist. Okay, I don't think that no groups have questions. So I'm going to do the same thing again, where I'm going to go to the review time. And from here, I'll give you about 10 seconds so you can pause the video and if you need to give yourself more time. Otherwise, the answers will be revealed next. Okay? And once answers are revealed, we'll take about a 2-3 minute break ask people to calculate and ask questions to contest points or whatever, and then I'll put them into the score up sheet, and then we'll have a score update before starting our last round, which is the Notorious Photo Round, which is a double point round. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so here we go. We got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, somebody's asking for a question. What? Okay, that came in right in the nick of time. So I'm going to go back. Okay, question 1 to show you. It's the Love Actually. So he has a series of cards so that he doesn't talk, so that Keira Knightley's husband doesn't hear from the living room to whom she's speaking, and so he has it in cards. But basically, this is the first one. She opens up the door and it says, "Say it's Carol Singers." He puts on music, and then he takes his card off. And what's that next card? What does it say? Okay. So, we'll go slowly through each question. Okay. As we get our way to question 10 and the answers. Okay. If anybody gets this one, I'll be impressed. Okay, and I mean all of them. Sorry to ruin any of the happiness around these. Okay, so we're getting close here. All right, question number 10. And finally, review time. And I'll give you 10 seconds once more before we go into answers. Again, if you get to the screen and you want to go backwards, you can always do that. Okay, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Answer time, boom. Giving you about 3-ish minutes here to check your answers and to put your points in at the bottom so I can add them quickly into the chart. Okay, see you in about 2-3 minutes. All right, folks, we're back. Yay! So I'm just on quickly. I know you're craving some Riley. Oh, there we go. Okay, some Riley turn. But I have a score update. So I'm just gonna shrink myself here. That was a difficult round. I'm so sorry. First, I guess we all need to watch a few more Christmas movies, but now you got a list of 10 that you can watch. So in a predictable turn of events, in second place, holding strong, is the COVID Crew with 24 points. Now with a gap of 2 points at 26, we have Women in Wellness holding on to that second place, and 2 points ahead of them is The Cure with a total of 28. Now, you may be discouraged, but this next round, remember, is 10 questions, but 20 points are at stake here. So still anyone's game. I would like to make an honorable mention here for Spencer the Soloist, who is crushing this despite being a solo player. So let's keep our fingers crossed for him to break 10 points. Here we go. Passing it off to Riley. Good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, alright. Howdy. Alright, let's get back to the dude stuff, the guy stuff. I'm just gonna drink a martini on an empty stomach, I don't mind. Okay with you. Round 5, the photo round, the classic, the most beloved. You love it, it's back. Everyone's favorite. Just finished the last 2 or 3 while Charlotte was doing that. So let's just look at some pretty pictures. This is what we all come for, right? To ease our brains. We no longer have to turn words into information. We just perceive perfectly photographs. Nature's words. Here we go. Number 1. Oh, and some of these are tough. I'm sorry. This one's, well, we'll see. What fictional planet is depicted in the movie still below? 2-parters, remember, just to quickly refresh for everyone. Photo round is 10 questions, 2 parts each. 2 points available in each question. Total of 20 points available in this round. So make your money here. Stack your paper in this round and make a comeback. Yes, my dear? And part B, who authored the novel upon which this film is based? This movie, you probably recognize the trailer. The release has been delayed. Release pending. And I get I want to see, everyone should see my movie on the whole Christopher Nolan. Everyone should see my perfect art in IMAX thing, but with Tenet, funny, because Christopher Nolan, just because he held his art so close to his chest and didn't let them release it on streaming for $25 a rental or whatever, cost them so much money. They could have made $1 billion off that easily if they put that. Imagine they put Tenet out in May on streaming for rented for $30. Goldmine. Anywho. Number 2. What'd you say? Number 2. This view can be found in this Utah National Park. Yeah, oh, by the way, we took your notes. We received the feedback. That's why Charlotte's, you can see that the producers, the execs have been shifting Charlotte a bit more front center. I'm getting a bit more of the backup role, coming off the bench a little bit more, but that's okay. That's what I do best. This view can be found in this Utah National Park. You need the name of the national park. And secondarily, but no less important, remember, another point available for B, the striking rock feature in the foreground is known colloquially and locally and parochially by this term. See, I can't hear you guys. I assume everyone's laughing out there, but I can only judge by Charlotte laughing. So when she laughs, we're good. Yeah, she laughs at all my jokes. Too generous. Number 3. She's laughing now. It's so easy. The building. This building houses the corporate headquarters for what company? And second, what city in California? Where could you find this? What city? Very pretty recent construction, opened in 2017 for work. Don't look over here. Oh, you can look over. All right. Number 4. Do we need more time for these? I know these are 2-parters. Maybe we should go a little bit slower. We don't want to, we don't want to rush to the end here. We're having too much fun, I assume. I can't tell. You have to. I trust you guys to have fun. Number 4. Blam. Oh, I'm not on the right screen. There's the blam. That's too far. Number 4. We love it. Every time you gotta have a. Can you name these people? Full names. Well, the thing would be. Thank you. Now I know inside here you're thinking, what is the link, Riley? What is the hint from one to the other? What piece of information can I use to jump in my mind palace from one room that holds this person on the left to one room that holds this person on the right? There just isn't one. There's no hallway there. And number 5, motoring through photo round. This dog starred in a PBS Kids series in the 90s with what title? Just need the title of the show. Classic kids program. I watched a lot of growing up. Great show. And second, the show starred a number of dogs, but best known for playing the title character was Soccer, a dog of this breed. If you haven't noticed, we get the sort of Vegas themes, bit of escapism from the very distinctly non-Vegas setting and circumstance in which we find ourselves. But also from the Ocean's movies, which we've been watching a bit of. Very good movies. If you haven't seen Ocean's 11 to 13, highly recommend. And then please message me and say this wasn't my thing. Because, well, maybe not. Art, subjective, as always. Well, just let me sit on that for a minute. Everyone ranks those differently. For me, it's got to be 11, 12, 13. Actually, you know what? 12 gets a lot of bad. People seem to hate on 12, but 12 is kind of a nice, tight little separate thing. It's fun. 13 is like fan service, but it's also well done, and the Soderbergh is always great. It's a great trilogy. All right, number 6. These are where we get to the ones where I was really rushing and didn't give myself enough time, so apologies. These images come from an untranslated text in an unknown writing system, dated to the 15th century. The book appeared in 1912 when it was first purchased by a Polish book dealer. It has been studied by linguists and code breakers, but never demonstrably deciphered. A classic, sort of a staple of, not conspiracy theories, but oddities of history, unexplained objects. And then for A, sorry, we need the name, the sort of common name of this document. And for part B, related, but just throwing you something else here. The practice and study of securing communications in a way that third parties cannot read is called what? So essentially code making. Encoding. What is this study called? If I handle myself correctly. Coming at you from on high on a Saturday night. A little tunes in the back. Don't want to drown myself, but All right, number 7. Getting through these, almost done, folks. You've been so patient. Hopefully, you feel this is worth your time because I really don't know. Number 7. What is the common name for this vegetable? And B. B. Fractal patterns like this have been commonly represented in popular culture as the visualization of a mathematical set of complex numbers with this name. To make that a little more clear, it's the blank set, the something set that make up a lot of our, mathematically make up fractal, and in turn our sort of common understanding of what the visualizing of fractals. Alright, number 8. Again, these were... oh, this is a good one. This is my favorite one. Let's go. Name at least 6 of these 8 permanent Lucky Charms marshmallows. And now I just learned this, but there are these the permanent marshmallows, and then there are the special edition, limited edition marshmallows. But the core group is 8. And so we need you to name at least 6. And when I say name, I mean, what are they called? I'll give you the rainbow. That one was just called the rainbow, right? There's no mysticism here. But we need you to name the 6 at least. Fill 8 spots if you want, and if you get the 6, you get it. But. And then second, please name one of the limited edition marshmallows that's been added temporarily for special occasions since 1986. And when I say name, just the shape, where there has been some funkier ones, some different ones thrown in there for temporary promotions. What shapes were they? There's not a lot. There's maybe like 12 or 10. 15 maybe. give you. I'll try to. I'll make sure I give you enough time. This one's a bit more involved. So I'm Danforth. Right there. That sounds good. Yeah, it's probably open until like 11. Maybe not. We can check. Discussing dinner plans with the wife. Okay. Again, we've been very generous with being able to come back to stuff, so I don't want to drag on this one too long. We'll go through the other two, and then we can come back to YouTube, number 9. Great before and after here. Once the center of the Las Vegas tourism and gaming scene, it had the city's first gaming license, high-rise, and elevator. The street was enclosed in the 1990s to be an open-air shopping center, and now lies off of the central Vegas Strip. And second, the urbanization of Vegas increased rapidly after 1931. Poorly worded. Let me read it properly. The urbanization of Vegas increased rapidly following 1931, and the construction beginning on what? Still not grammatically still crap, but you get the point. Can you imagine how great it would feel to go to just get on a plane and go to Las Vegas and just lose like $10,000, but you don't. The crowds are, no one's wearing a mask and everyone's healthy. Say like, what a feeling! Oh Lord.
I wonder what $10,000 looks like.
What do you mean?
It's just where I start.
Yeah, losing your life savings, but there's no COVID, so it's fine. What a feeling, just being out at a restaurant, Life's simple joys. I cannot go back to taking that stuff for granted, I tell you. Sorry, I just spiked the mic very badly by hitting my computer. All right, and number 10, again, we can go back. We are your guides through time and space. We can venture in any direction through the quiz you like. But first, we must venture into number 10. Hopefully you can see this whole question. Yes. Yesterday was the 26th. I will also move myself. I'm just going to remove myself. How do you like that? Bye-bye. Yesterday was the 26th anniversary of the discovery of the Chauvet-Pont-d'Arc cave, or the Chauvet Cave in France. The cave contains some of the best preserved figurative cave art ever found. The paintings here were made by people living approximately A, 5,000 years ago, B, 15,000 years ago, C, 30,000 years ago, or D, 45,000 years ago. And second to this, Cave of Forgotten Dreams is a 2010 documentary cataloging these incredible paintings by this documentary filmmaker. Fantastic documentary. Highly recommend. We just had the chance, we were just lucky enough to watch it a few weeks ago. Very, very cool stuff. Humbling. Perspective-inducing stuff. truly shrinks your world down into the brush of a charcoal finger against a wall. And yeah. What were you saying, my dear? All right, we will venture back to question number 2, but just have a look first at these paintings. I'm your guide in the cave. If you look to your left, you'll see some horsies. On the right, there's some cows and buffaloes. And the gift shop is, if you follow the arrows, the gift shop will be on your left. Thank you. Sir, please don't touch that. That's been there. Sir, you really cannot. Your puny brain cannot comprehend how long that has been there. Please don't touch.
Question number 7.
All right, we're gonna go back now to 2 and 7. 2 being this. We need the name of this national park and the colloquial term name for the foreground feature, this rock tower you see in front. And then number 7, we need the common name for the vegetable pictured, sometimes referred to as a type of broccoli, but it does have a distinct name that's usually used. And then part B of this is we need the name of this mathematical set of numbers, which is commonly visualized into what we understand as fractals. Anything else we need, my love?
That's it.
All right, we're gonna sit on. I'll go back and sit on 10%. Actually, I'll sit on this because this is maybe the most involved. But in about 20 seconds, I will go ahead to the answers, which I will need to refresh. Correct, Charlotte?
No, the answers are in there. It's just later after we announce the scores.
Okay, are we ready for the answers, folks? I think we are. Hopefully. Just waiting on this to load. This is all quite a bit. This is all pretty heavy weight for my laptop to lift. Okay. We will go forward then to the answers, and we will let you sit with those for a hot second. And then we will come up with your final scores. Good luck to all.
Okay, hello and welcome back, sweet angels. We have your final scores here. Sorry, I'm doing super revealing in this cocktail dress. Okay, so I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody for playing so well and being patient with us as we got started a little bit later than we had hoped, and for keeping with us this long. Again, an honorable mention to Spencer for sticking it out as a solo player. And now it's an expectation that he's going to play. Also, Riley's putting back up our picture because he thought that from here you would be able to see that exact picture that we have of Bryce Canyon and Thor's hammer, which was the inspiration for the question. Obviously, that came up in round 5. All right, so without further ado, we have some announcements for you. So in third place, we actually had a tie. So both teams coming in at 35 points. And that is the Women of Wellness and Victorious. Woo! Congratulations. In second place with 37 points, we had the COVID crew, who usually makes the podium. And first place, who they could not be caught, with 43 points in the end, we have the Cure. And so we applaud everybody for their valiant effort in this slightly mean, torturous game of quarantine trivia. And we're so glad that you could play. I'm going to drop a little Google form in, I know this is so teachery, but I'm going to drop a Google form in the chat so that we can get a little bit of feedback, it having been so much time and us kind of just like defaulting to what we normally do. We love to get some feedback. If you have like 2 seconds to fill that out, all questions are optional, and we would love to hear from you. Thanks for coming out. We hope that you have a wonderful Saturday night. And if we don't host another one before, holiday celebrations, then we wish you health and safety, and we hope that you are engaging with, some sort of familial connection, that you are with people. And if you have no plans, Riley and I are pretty free, so if you want to chat and hang out virtually, just let us know. We're here for you. Send you all the love as we continue to navigate these unprecedented circumstances. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Riley, do you have anything to add?
Sure, yeah.
I'll pass it him and drop that
No, that's
form.
it,
We're done. You end it.
All right, thanks, folks.
Please stay on your Zoom chats as long as you want to catch up and continue to chat. Talk to you everyone soon. Thanks. Good evening.
Just don't